Hi, it's me, Daphne. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this vlog. This is the first vlog for the historical romance readathon that Maggie has created. A lot of stuff is going on in Discord. It's already August 2nd. I'm just starting this vlog now. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna start this vlog because I'm also filming a spoiler vlog for this big boy and I didn't know if my brain could handle filming 2 vlogs at once, but I'm gonna try because already so many things have happened on the Discord that I wanna share with you. So let me put you down and we can talk about it. Also, this is like my classic work from home but need to be on camera look. I'm like in a totally athletic gear outfit with this button-up cover up. Cause like I feel like shoulders are just frowned upon for work calls. But anyway, that's why I look like this. If you don't already know about the readathon, everything is gonna be linked in my description information-wise, so definitely go check that out. If you're not already participating, it's gonna be really, really fun. I have my TBR, it's the 2nd, and I haven't posted my TBR video. I literally filmed it early, and I haven't had time to edit it. Excuses though, I've been very social. I went out yesterday on like a Tuesday night to meet up with some friends, and I'm trying to maybe go out again tonight to meet up with some guy friends that I haven't seen in years. So, and then like I have my actual job that's kind of busy. Anyway, I should probably be editing now, but I also have to film. It's a conundrum. I have a lot going on. Anyway, okay, let me talk about books. Let me talk about books first before we get into other news, okay? So for this week, I am in the middle of a ton of books, and most of them are historical romances. I am almost done reading The Basilisk of Star Manor, which is 1.5 in the Tempting Monster series, which is by Catherine Moon, which is like, the first one is The Lady of Rooksgrave Manor. It's that whole series. So I'm reading the little novella for that. I'm also in the beginning part of Liar Witch, which is the 2nd book in a series. The first one is called Traitor Witch. Hannah Blackwell recommended this to me, so that's also a historical romance, so that's 2 historicals right there. And then for my IRL book club here in my building, we're reading the Hacienda, and I'm listening to that via audio, and I've started that as well. So I'm in the middle of that too. Definitely historical. It's like a Mexican, I think it's Mexican. It's like a Mexican Gothic kind of vibes. It has some romance in it too, so we'll see if I can count it for both. And then I'm in the middle of Jade Legacy, but that's gonna be in a separate vlog, so hopefully my head doesn't explode trying to film like 2 vlogs at the same time. So that's my thing reading-wise. If you wanna know more about what these things are about, The Basilisk of Star Manor is this like snake monster guy. He can transform into this, I assume he can transform into a whole snake. Like I haven't seen him as his true monster form because he can kind of appear human-esque. You know, he still has these big, like gorgeous horns, and he's got like a tail that he could make disappear and like reappear, and it's like kinky. And he's been going to Star Manor to, you know, have relations with one of the women that works there. If you know how this series works, you'll understand. It's really fun, really hot so far. And then Liar Witch is about a lunar witch who is trying to save the world pretty much, and she has a band of pirate monster men, so it's like a vampire, a mage, 2 twins that can like transform into these like monsters. I'm not gonna spoil it for you because it's kind of revealed later down the line like what their beasts are, and a fae guy, and then also like a siren guy. So she has like a little harem. It's very slow burn. The plot is pretty good overall, but I'm ready for like the steam to pick up in book 2, so crossing my fingers for that. And then the Hacienda, I don't know that much about, but my group was in the mood for like something spooky, so that's what we picked up. I think a woman like starts living at this place. I think Hacienda might mean like a state. Like I think it's like a general word. I don't know. I didn't Google it. And I think she disappears, and then I think her sister goes to find out what happened, but I don't really know. And I'm not gonna look it up. I'll tell you when I learn more. That's my educated guess right now. So then in Discord, our first poll came out. So the poll was just reacting to Maggie's comment with one of the listed hand emojis. And it was just gonna give us like a random result of what happened to our character. I'm on team Blue Stockings. Our girl's name is Amaya Reed. We're gonna see what happens to her based on the hand emoji we picked. So I picked peace sign, but our team, most of the team picked this like alien looking emoji, and that made me really nervous. But it ended up working out because apparently we won the prompt. This week you have a sweet romance and we gained 100 points. So happy the team won it for us. I have no idea what my emoji would have gotten us. And then in the mail room, we got an invitation to the Society exhibit, 1823 Science, Art, and Artifacts. See the naked lady of the ton. And then we're supposed to figure out which lady posed nude for the portrait. So the link sends you to a form and you have to guess which lady, aka out of the team members. So it's the Seductress team, the Blue Stockings team, Wallflower team, Protector team, and Hoyden team. And out of those women, which one do you think posed nude? And Maggie's like, oh, there's a clue in my last video. So I'm going to her video, I'm like watching it back. I'm like, is she gonna say something? I messaged my team, I'm like, do we know who it is? They're like, oh, like you have to look at the thumbnail pretty much. And in Maggie's thumbnail, it's like, psst, here's your hint. And Maggie's wearing her Hoyden shirt because she's on the Hoyden team like, so I put in for that the Hoyden character posed nude at this event, and hopefully I'll gain my 50 points. You could have used your 50 points for your own team to keep them, or you could have attacked another team with those points, I guess, like minus 50 points for them, I assume. But I decided to keep mine because it's the first challenge and we need to get some points on the board. So that was fun already. So this week I'm gonna be going to a engagement party on Friday. I actually went to my friend's surprise engagement party yesterday, but I didn't vlog it, which is really sweet. And then on Saturday, Chase and I are going to a daytime concert that's literally down the street from us at the Seaport. And I don't really know that much about the artist, but Chase invited me to go with him, and occasionally I'll say yes, because I don't really care about concerts that much. And I don't know if he played the music for me. Maybe he let me listen to it and I liked it. I don't know. But for some reason, I agreed to go this one. So I'm looking forward to that. Spend time with my husband. Been doing a lot of things separately lately because, I don't know, like trying to be more of an independent woman, have my own friends, make my own plans. So I've been just like very social the last 2 weeks or so, which has been great, but also I haven't seen my husband that much. So that'll be fun. And then I'll have my IRL book club meeting on the 8th. I'm gonna get back to getting stuff done. I have to edit that TBR. I would love to post that for you guys today or tomorrow at the latest. I'll see you in a bit when I'm doing something fun, or if I finish any books or I have any fun updates on books. So talk to you in a bit. Hi, it's Saturday and I have to get ready to go to a day concert with Chase, so I figure let's get dressed together. I've read a little bit more of The Basilisk of Star Manor, but I haven't finished it yet. I'm almost done. I'll update you when I complete it on what it's about and all that stuff. I haven't started any other historicals yet because I'm still reading Jade Legacy. I'm actually like a day behind schedule reading it because I went out yesterday to an engagement party at somebody's house. I didn't vlog it because there was a lot of people I didn't know and I didn't want to like film them necessarily. For today's outfit, going to the concert, I kind of want to base it off this hat because as you can see, my hair is a mess. So I figure we put a hat on and call it a day. So let's get dressed. It's going to be super casual. It's just a day concert. It's down the street from where I live, so it's super nice and convenient. So yeah, let's go. All right, this is my outfit. Just cute, casual, sporty for the day concert. So let's go. Chase is ready to go. more appropriate for Zoom camera. Usually I don't wear like a sporty top, so maybe I won't do this because I just feel like it looks less professional. Okay, let's do this one. I know it looks silly, like full body, but on Zoom it'll be fine. It just looks like a button-up, whatever. It says like my thrifted cowgirl shirt. And I usually have my contacts in by now. I have my first meeting soon, so let me put my contacts in and brush my teeth super fast. I look like I'm not wearing pants, but I promise you I'm wearing socially acceptable to a degree pants. Okay, so I have some updates for you for my reading in regards to the historical romance readathon. I finished The Basilisk of Star Manor. It was a very short novella, like 120 pages, but it took me a couple days only because I was distracted, not really distracted, but I had to focus on other books, aka Jade Legacy and my IRL book club book, which I will talk to you more about in a second. So in the story, we have Marius and Lillian. Marius is the basilisk, and he looks pretty humanoid because he's got like his illusion power on to kind of blend into society a little bit more, but he has like a truer, more monstrous form as well. A basilisk, I was envisioning as like a true snake with no limbs, but there are why is that word so hard to say? But there are basilisks that do have like claws and arms and whatever, legs and stuff, kind of like a dragon minus the wings. So that's what he is. He has to keep like kind of semi-blindfolded, like he can see through it a little bit, but he has to cover his gaze because if anybody meets his gaze, they're gonna die. And he doesn't want to just kill everybody that he comes across, right? So he was originally a member of a different kind of like pleasure house, we'll call it, that's run by this evil guy, Bersha, I think he's called. And the people that are working there aren't treated very well. The women there aren't treated very well. Marius has gotten offered to be a patron at Star Manor, which is a more ethical, happy establishment with happy workers and happy women. That's run by Mortimer, this witch. So Bersha finds out that Marius has this invitation and he's like, hey, I will make a deal with you if you infiltrate the Star Manor and tell me like the layout of the building so I can destroy Mortimer's business and whatever, because she's my competition. And Marius agrees. He's like, fine, I'll do it if, you know, I get the first pick of the new girls, whatever. He doesn't really care, but he's like, I might as well get something out of this. So he goes and he gets paired up with Lillian by Mortimer. And Mortimer tells him that Lillian is completely innocent, you know, as in virginal. He's like, I'm this pretty ancient monster. Like, why are you pairing me up with a woman like this? But you come to find out that Lillian is blind. So she won't be affected by his gaze of death. So he can finally take the blindfold off and feel more comfortable. They start getting to know each other. It's a little bit of the teaching thing, but not too much because it's very short. And it's a bit sweet, them getting to know each other. I will say the motivation of his deal is kind of weak because he didn't really care about the deal that much. So for him to actually feel pressure to go through with this deal with Bersha didn't make a lot of sense to me. But we overlook it and just enjoy the romance and the steamy time. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars, successful overall. I think maybe I would have rated it higher if I didn't take so long to read it, but circumstances are the way they are. Also, I have been listening to the Hacienda. This is my IRL book club pick. I need to actually finish it by today. I have about maybe an hour left on the audiobook. I was listening to it a lot yesterday, but I was falling asleep on the couch, so I kind of have to go back because like I know what's happening, but also I was like half dreaming and then I kind of like locked back in into the audiobook and I was like, wait, what is happening? So I'm gonna go back and finish that today. So this book, I originally described it incorrectly in like my TBR video. So this is a historical book that takes place in Mexico, I'm pretty sure. I can't tell you what the year is. Let's check because they read it in Spanish. I have to check what year it takes place in because when they read the year on the audiobook, it's in Spanish and I don't know Spanish, but I think the chapters will say. So this book takes place in 1823 for the most part, and it kind of jumps back in time a little bit to 1821. And it's about Beatrice. So Beatrice is down on her luck because her father was like kind of a rebel, I guess. I don't really know the political sides and stuff, but he was on the losing side of this civil war kind of thing going on, and he got taken and pretty much executed or whatever, and her home was burnt down, and her family was shamed, right? So her and her mother had to go to her uncle's place, and they're just like treated poorly. They're looked down upon because of their association with the father, because he went against, you know, now the ruling political group. So because of this, they don't really have any independence, they don't really have their own money, da-da-da-da-da. So Beatrice wants to make a better life for herself, so she ends up catching the attention of this political guy, Rodolfo. And he has this beautiful home, he has land, he has money, he has influence. So she agrees to marry him, even though she's not in love with him. And her mother is very against this because her mother married for love, and she thinks Rodolfo is awful. But Beatrice is like, this is our chance to get out of a shitty situation, so I'm gonna go through with it. You should come with me. But the mother decides not to. So Beatrice moves far away from the city out into the countryside to live at Rodolfo's estate, which is the Hacienda. I think Hacienda basically just means like estate. Let's double check that because it's easily confirmed. Yes, an estate. So she goes to his hacienda, which is basically his large family estate that has like, his land contains like the village and stuff like this. You know, he's very rich. But the hacienda is kind of in disrepair, and his sister, Juana, lives there. And she didn't know about the sister or anything. The story, I don't want to tell you too much, but the main part of the story is that this hacienda is haunted by this evil spirit because Rodolfo had an ex-wife a couple years ago that mysteriously died. And Rodolfo leaves Beatrice in this home alone while he goes back to the city to do all his political stuff. So Juana and the servants and stuff live on the land, but they don't live in the actual house. So Beatrice is in this house alone, and she's starting to see things and hear things, and like she's terrified. And she knows that it's not just her seeing them, because she has encounters with these like horrible visions while Juana's there, and Juana sees them as well. But then when they go back, things have disappeared and like reset. I don't want to tell you too much, but that's the gist of it. I'm excited to see how it ends. Oh, also, because of all these like spooky things that are happening, she enlists the help of this priest, Father Andres. And Andres is a young priest. He's very handsome, so there's a little bit of a romantic aspect. I was reading this for my IRL book club, but I might as well count it in the historical romance readathon as a historical romance, even though it's mostly like suspense, historical suspense, but there is a romantic plot line, so I might as well count it as a historical romance, even though it's probably just like a historical with a romantic plot line, but whatever, for the points. It's okay. It's not like the type of book I would normally read. I'll probably give it 3 stars, but I'll update you when I'm done later today. And like, it's spooky, but maybe I'd be a little more spooked if I was reading it with my eyeballs, but like listening, and maybe just the way that the narrators say things, I don't know. Like, I'm not that spooked. I'm like, oh, that's kind of spooky, but like, I'm much more detached listening to it as I like multitask or like play like a game on my phone. You know, like I was playing one of those like matching type of games while I was listening last night for a couple of hours just so I could focus. Because if I scroll on Instagram or like Amazon or something, like I have to read the text and then I'm not listening anymore. Yeah, I'll let you know my final thoughts on it when I finish it. Oh my god, okay. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what happened, but I was listening to this last night and I missed some stuff because something just happened and I was like shocked because I totally missed that last night. So I'm glad I went back because that's kind of crucial. bitch. She was gonna kill you. Oh my god, this bitch. Wow. Hi, I have some updates for the vlog. I finished the Hacienda yesterday. I only had a little bit left, like I said, and then I had my IRL book club meeting on our rooftop yesterday, and it was so much fun. I'm having a really good time. I love it when people actually show up. Because every time I have a meeting, I'm like, oh God, like I don't know who's actually gonna attend. We have a handful, like a good amount of people in the group me for it, but some people came in the beginning and then they stopped showing up, and then some people only came one time and then didn't leave the group me, but like still haven't shown up to another meeting, even though they've been in the group me for a couple months now. But I'm trying not to stress on it too much. But it was great. I met with my friend Maddie on the roof. We hang out like pretty regularly, which is kind of the point of having the IRL book club, is to like chat, hang out, meet new people, make friends and all that. And then Maddie, I went to her apartment, she moved, and she introduced me to a new friend, and we told that friend about the book club. So she's been coming to the meetings, like she's coming all the way down from like the Upper East Side. Her name's B. Well, I'm calling her B because honestly her name, it's hard for me to remember how to pronounce correctly, so I've just been calling her B. Decided. Sorry, forcing a nickname on her. We have another guy that lives in the building, and he brought a friend to this meeting, which was cool. His friend doesn't even like live in the building, so that was really exciting. And I had put into the group me like, hey, just come by anyway, even if you didn't get a chance to read the book or finish the book or whatever, like we're just here to hang out and make friends anyway. And the two guys did start reading the book, but they didn't get a chance to finish it. So I'm still happy they came and showed up just to hang out. So we just had a great time, like eating snacks, chatting, talking books, talking life, like whatever, just having a fun time, enjoying the good weather, hanging out on the roof. So we didn't get into too many spoilers with the book. I did enjoy the Hacienda. I ended up giving it 4 stars, I believe. It's not my usual genre with like a spooky suspense kind of ghost story, pretty much. I don't know if I can technically count it as a historical romance. It is historical. It's definitely not what you would expect of a historical romance, but there is romantic elements. But it's like, does it end perfectly like tied up like you would expect a normal romance to? Maybe not. So we'll see how I end up logging it. Because I feel bad for kind of cheating, but it's like, is it cheating? But I also want my team to do well. I thought the ending had a lot of action, and I did really enjoy the romance. It had me like feeling a type of way about Padre Andres, like love that for him and Beatrice. Yeah, it was a little sad towards the end, but maybe more like bittersweet would be a better word, but hopeful at the same time. We'll see. Well, we won't see, but like you can be hopeful for Beatrice and Padre Andres and their future and the community's future. So yeah, I enjoyed that overall. So for the first week of the historical romance readathon that I'm vlogging, it's technically the 9th, so it's a little more than a week. It wasn't filled with many historical romances, but I have to finish Jade Legacy by tomorrow evening. So once that's done, I'm gonna be reading a ton of historical romances. I'm in the middle of the 2nd book in the Trader Witch series. It's called Liar Witch. And I'm enjoying it so far. I'm like 25% of the way through, and this is a fantasy historical. So I'm gonna talk more to you about it in the next vlog. So definitely keep watching the historical romance readathon vlogs if you wanna see my thoughts in depth on that. Looking forward to continuing it. It's pretty fun, and it's definitely getting more steamy, which I'm very excited about. So I'm gonna end this reading vlog here. If you enjoyed, please leave it a thumbs up, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram at being.daphne if you want to keep up with me on stories and stuff like that. I'm posting a lot of what's going on with the historical romance readathon over there as well. So many of the co-hosts are active on Instagram and in the Discord and stuff, so if you haven't checked that out already, definitely do. I have some live shows coming up, some reading sprints for it scheduled later in the month, and I'm going to be jumping on other co-hosts sprints when I can, so I will be advertising that most likely on Instagram, and it'll be in the Discord, and it's just a fun time to hang out in general and make more connections. So that's it for now, and I will see you in another video. Bye!